So thank you everybody for joining us for our Monday night D&D game as we are going to dive back into Rise of the Sovereign. Tonight we'll be diving into episode 19 of Rise of the Sovereign, which is crazy. Is it 19? Is it really 19?
Something like that.
I think that sounds right.
I thought it was NC-17, but...
Well, it just depends what type of game you want to play. But tonight, as we dive back into Rise of the Sovereign, what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick introduction of our Rogues Gallery of Players tonight, and then we're going to do a quick recap of last week's game to get us caught up into the action where we are today. Now, if you're watching this for the first time, or if you're just dropping in to say hello, you can catch up on previous episodes on my YouTube channel at Rolling With Advantage, or you can also find us on Spotify. If you go to Spotify, look up Rise of the Sovereign. Actually, we're on like all the podcasts out there, so you can find us there. You can also find links for that in the description or the about below. I'm used to saying description because that is the YouTube version of it. So as we dive in, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go look up top and meet our friend Ellie, who's above me.
Hi, everybody. Hello, my name is Ellie, or Elbell, here on Twitch on the same platform. I am a variety streamer who has been focusing tons on RPG content, loving Dragon Age Origins. I am very excited to be playing Anne Hawthorne this evening. I am playing an Arcane Trickster rogue who has no idea what's going on and is excited to find out.
And then below us in the gray and the scarf tonight we have...
I am Little Blorp. I seek fulfillment by following the great Lorex and unending servitude to the House of Hawthorne. No, I'm Laszlo. I will be playing Little Blorp in the absence of the great and mighty Lorex.
Perfect.
Hi, chat. I do love your chat.
And then below him in the Atlanta Braves beanie, we have...
Hey, I'm Danny. I play Vimak, the Goliath Rune Knight, and I'm glad you told me that was a scarf because I thought we had used like some Miracle Grow on Laszlo's hair there for a little bit.
So pretty now.
Yeah.
I'm the prettiest.
And then all the way down at the bottom in the headset, we have...
Hello, I'm Wes. I'm playing Cordan Acosta, and now that we're on Twitch, I guess I have to say things like poggers and kappa and forehead and all that stuff, but I'll do my best.
Awesome. All right, and so now that we've kind of met our cast of characters tonight, I'm going to do a quick recap of what happened last week, which was tons of fun.
We're missing somebody.
Who are we missing?
You.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I always forget.
Got him again.
Hello, my name is Trevor. I am your DM storyteller tonight. I just recently joined Twitch to move. Been on YouTube for a couple of years, but we're moving the live stream over to Twitch so that we can. We have a lot of friends over here that we're watching. So, hey, we'll move over to Twitch. So, thank you so much for following and subbing to the channel. We really appreciate that. And I have been DMing entirely too long, going on 30 plus years. That just says that I am way older than I look. So with that, we're going to dive in and we're going to jump into find out what happened last week. So when we picked up the story
he doesn't look a day over 30 plus. Not a
Thank
day
you.
Over 30
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So what happened last week is our adventurers traveled back into Waterdeep as they were investigating. They have been fighting this thing called the Collective. It's this the secret society, this underground group of illithid and mind flayers. And what they have found out over the last several weeks is that this is a much bigger problem. They've been under the city of Waterdeep for a very long time. And what they found out is as illithid and mind flayers, they just kind of use their intellect devourers to take over other people. And now it seems that a lot of people in Waterdeep have been taken over. And it was just last week that they finally figured out the problem in Waterdeep is way, way more widespread than they thought, that a vast majority of the people in Waterdeep may actually be taken over by the Collective. They went and traveled with one of their friends, Soto, a Tabaxi, who is a servant of the mighty Savras, who is the god of time and space. And they went to them to the temple to be able to kind of see into the future or into the past. They were looking for answers on how they could fight the Collective. And they had a lot of questions about some things that happened with their patron, Miles Hothamore, in the past that kind of tied into some of the problems they're running into with the Collective. Well, they got to the Temple of Savras, and they met something called a keeper. They met a turtle named Barnabas, who was basically like a high chieftain of the Temple of Savras.
What does he sound like again? I forget.
Oh, my name is Barnabas, and I am the servant of the mighty Savras.
I love Turtle Sanders.
Turtle Sanders, yes. So, and in case you didn't know, my voice acting is 5 different versions of Bad Southern. But you'll catch on pretty quick. So after they met Barnabas, he told them that there's the problem here in this Faerun, in this timeline. They're fighting a losing battle. That that the temple has been evacuated, and it seems like the followers of Savras are jumping to another timeline because this one, for whatever reason, is lost. But he did allow them to use the fountain and use this coin to kind of look into the past and to see some other things that had happened. And they found that that the city was lost because their patron, thousands of years ago, named Miles Hothamore, who was a lich, he basically turned the tide of the battle, and they ended up losing the battle 5,000 years ago. And that's what caused the Collective to remain and to be here for so long. While they were getting all of this information and trying to figure out what their next step was to try to stop and what sounded like an apocalypse, they found out that they were being followed, and then they were suddenly ambushed by some very strange and disturbing people. These townsfolk came running in. We had a butcher and a baker and a guard and just random townsfolk.
Candlestick maker.
And a candlestick maker. And as they ran in, their bodies exploded, blood and guts going everything. And inside them were these other beings. One turned into this massive red Hulk. Another turned into this like these worms and maggots like this. It was like this spellcaster that was just completely formed by coalesce like worms and maggots. They were also had summoned all of these giant floating heads with beaks and these massive tentacles coming down, and it was these monsters that just seemed like they were from the beyond. Like, this is not something native to Faerun. So they were fighting these awful monsters, and it looked pretty bad there for a while. And they finally pulled out. We had Anne, Ellie's character, was completely unconscious. She was on the verge of death. Little Borp was down, also on the edge of death. And at the right moment, they ended up being victorious in the battle, but they found that they had to leave immediately. And Barnabas ended up teleporting them away and out of the city. So at that point, they had a second lead before they went into the city. The first lead was to go to the temple. The second lead was that they had found out from their friend Jarlaxle that a gold dragon was living under the city of Waterdeep, and that he might be an ally into their fight. So Barnabas actually ended up teleporting them outside, just outside of the city or on the edge of the city, to this lighthouse that apparently this gold dragon Arnox resides. And that is where we're going to pick up. They are beaten down. They just escaped this horrible fight, and they are now on the outskirts of town. They're looking at this massive lighthouse, and they are basically resting and trying to talk about what's going to happen next. So with that, we're going to shift scene. Right now, we are looking at the city of Waterdeep, and now we're going to shift scene to look just outside the city.
I waved my finger, and Wes went away.
There we go. So with this, we'll pick up with the group. So you are all sitting outside the city. You have just teleported out. You look around. Vimak, your pet topaz dragon wormling, Solstice is with you, injured from the battle before. Soto is there as well, the Tabaxi follower for Anne. So everyone is here and is accounted for. Barnabas is not here. The turtle stayed behind. But it is basically you four and the 2 followers, being the Topaz Wormling Dragon and also Soto, the Tabaxi follower of Savras. So with that, we're going to begin with Anne. What are you doing?
Not everybody made it out of the fight. We did lose Soot.
We did lose Soot. I forgot.
We lost Soot 2.0.
Soot is the familiar of Anne. Twice now we have lost Soot. Once when Soot was a cat, I had fallen into the Underdark, and the second time Soot had came back as a pseudo dragon and died in this last fight as well. So now you are Sootless.
I'm Sootless. I was pretty injured before we got here, so I'd probably just sit and take a moment and see if I can heal my own wounds and make sure that everybody's here, do a head count.
Okay.
And that's about it.
All right, so let's go down to Cordan. What are you doing?
Well, I did not do my health point, so I'm gonna roll that just a minute while we're doing that. But I'm gonna venture inside this place because I don't want to be out in the open.
All right, so everyone's taking a minute to rest. As you begin to walk towards the tower itself, it looks empty. It looks almost deserted. As you do that, Vimak, what are you doing? So Cordan is kind of walking and kind of like, I guess like walking around and kind of investigating the lighthouse. Vimak, what are you doing?
I'm going to send Solstice up just to look around. And I'll walk with Cordan just to kind of get a lay of, make sure where there's nobody around.
Okay.
If we're going to be sitting here resting, we definitely don't want much attention.
Understood. All right, so basically what's happening here is, so the two of you are walking about. Solstice is flying above. Your Topaz Wormling is flying above, scouting, and there we see a healing for Cordan and the rest. Now, Little Blorp, Laz, your Kuatoa. What are you doing? You were beaten down pretty bad in the last fight.
He's a little bloody, so he's sitting on the ground, crisscrossed applesauce, and he's meditating.
Now, as you meditate and you reach into your inner self, the longer you sit there, you're able to pull from the mystical energy around you, and you begin to heal some of your wounds as you begin that rest. So with that, let's go back up to Anne. Now, Anne, y'all are going to spend 15, 20 minutes resting, healing your wounds, bandaging, healing. And at this point, you've taken your short rest. As you look around, you see Vimak and Cordan coming back. Haven't entered the lighthouse. They've just been kind of looking at the perimeter. It looks deserted. And Solstice comes back as well to report that it looks empty.
Can I do like an investigation check on the tower or like something just to see if there's any like magic hiding things or like look around and see?
Just looking at, you haven't actually entered the tower yet. So from back here, you just want to do like a...
I want to do to make sure to see, man, it might be Arcana, not investigation, but like do a check around to see if anything's hidden, if anything like that.
Just give me a quick Arcana check, and you kind of just sense any magical disturbances around. No, you're so beaten and tired.
That's a nat 1.
That's a nat 1, everybody. Even with your bonuses, it's a massive 3. Good first roll of the night. Go ahead and get those out of the way. You're so exhausted and beaten. And remember, this last thing you fought was put out this aura of this necrotic energy that was just like draining your life force. So even though you're healing, you're still exhausted. You just don't have the wherewithal with you to kind of sense what's going on with it. With that, Vimak, you come back. You've scouted the perimeter. Give me a quick survival check.
All right.
You don't see any tracks or anything moving in and about. It looks like, from the sandy path going up, with that 3, even with your +3 is a 6, it doesn't look like there's been a whole lot moving in and out of the lighthouse for quite some time. Cordan, what are you doing?
Is this like the map that we're seeing where there's actually 2 buildings?
Yeah, so you see a lighthouse, and it looks like a dilapidated shack attached to it.
I'm going to enter into the dilapidated shack.
All right, so you begin walking up there. So Vimak is behind you. So at this point, the party's sort of split. Vimak, you're with Cordan as you're walking up. Little Blorp, Soto, and Anne are staying back, kind of resting up. And at this point, now Anne and Little Blorp, you two have healed up some. Do you want to move with them, or are you still kind of staying back?
I would like to go forward as well.
Okay,
I'll go with him as well. Little Blorp might be tempted if we don't see anything to jump into the water and give a look around.
Okay.
We'll wait for that.
All right, so as you get closer, Blue Blorp, you look, and there's a pretty big drop off the side. This is kind of set. You can't tell from the view that I've got here, but as you walk, there's a large drop below. So it is not as simple as just walking down the water. This is actually like elevated on a peak. So as
he's always been more of a swimmer and less of a diver.
Less of a diver. All right. So as you walk up, Cordan, you do walk up to this shack, this house, this kind of dilapidated. You walk in there. It does look like the doors, while they are shut, they're also very rickety. You could easily just kind of push it open.
I'll do that.
Okay. So you push it open. You see a lot of crates that are nailed shut inside the dilapidated shack as well. But other than a bunch of crates, you don't see much else.
I'm gonna take the wand and see if there's anything hostile within the 60 guards.
All right. So you use your wand out. You used one or two.
One charge. We may have used two.
I believe you used two. So you pull out your wand of enemy detection, and you use it. It does pick up within 60 feet of you 27 hostiles.
Okay. Do we see anything within 60 feet of us?
No.
Do I see anything within 60 feet of?
You don't. There's nothing. The lighthouse seems empty. You haven't been in the lighthouse, but I mean, you hear nothing coming from the lighthouse.
I'm going to tell everybody what I sense and that this is very odd. We obviously don't see anything in here. Go ahead.
Can I take an extra look at the note that he gave me? That Jarlaxle gave me?
Mm-hmm.
It's sealed, correct?
Yes. You want to open it?
Sealed not for me, correct?
Correct. He gave you a sealed letter to deliver to Arnax the dragon.
Can I just do an insight check on it?
It's
See if there's
insight.
anything.
Insight is to see if someone is lying.
It might be lying to her.
It could be lying. It could be a mimic.
Could be a mimic.
Could be a mimic.
What would it be? Investigation, perception?
Give me investigation.
Sure. I am +8 on that one, so I'll take that. Is it rolling for me? There we go.
There we go. All right, so 16 plus 24. Through your investigation, you realize that there's something very odd with this. There seems to be some arcane writing around the edges, and from your studies of the Magic Temple, you realize that it has some type of ward on it.
So it's worded from being opened by anybody else. I would imagine. I'd presume. Presume?
We'll go with that.
Close enough.
Sure, that word.
Persemy.
Okay, so then I won't do anything with that note because I'm not going to chance that.
Okay.
Not if it's worded.
Well, remember the last time we saw something warded.
Was that when the dwarf exploded?
Right.
It was like
Rip Delg.
Oh,
Delg
poor
did not
Delg.
survive. Is it
Most
in
of
a
us-
language? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Is it in a language I understand?
What languages do you speak again?
Common, Draconic, Elvish?
Yes, you do. It's in
Deep Skin?
Draconic. Yes.
What does it say?
The rune is definitely it is draconic. It is a spell. You do know it is a ward, and it seems to be a pretty powerful one at that.
Well, then the note is not the answer. Then I will go back to my friends.
You don't have any sense of whether the enemies that the wand is detecting are either below us underground or perhaps just like maybe they're small enemies hidden in the grass.
It is a 60-foot bubble. So you don't know it's 60 feet above you, 60 feet below you.
Oh, sure.
So
but
all
like
you know,
looking around,
you don't
like,
see anything in your periphery moving at all except for the people with you.
Okay.
Vimak, what are you going to do?
How tall is the lighthouse?
It's let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stories.
So 60 feet.
Correct.
Great. That narrows that bubble down perfectly. All right.
Nailed it.
All right. I think we know they're here. I'm still in Martha Stewart form.
That's true. You are still disguised as not a Goliath, but a Martha Stewart older woman. That is your disguise that you're in. I had forgotten that you were still in Martha Stewart form.
I think our stealthiest should peek in, probably.
I've got an idea.
Ooh.
Okay.
I
Yes.
want to. First off, I will cast Pass Without Trace on all of us.
Okay.
Then I'm going to walk over to the wall and shapeshift into a lizard and climb up the vertical surface to go up it.
Okay. So you turn into,
Nice.
so you cast Pass Without Trace. You then shapeshift into this tiny little gecko, and you begin climbing up the side. There are windows. Some of
Yeah, I
them
want to
cracked
look
and
in
broken.
all the windows as I'm
You
going.
go and look at all the windows. All you see on the inside as you move up from floor to floor is you just see like dust and cobwebs, and it's almost like this thing has been abandoned. We've lost. He's back.
He sees nothing.
He's not.
He sees nothing.
He's coming back in gecko form. He's gonna have a gecko hat. He's gonna have nope, just kidding. Okay, all right. So you're
It's court, so I have to.
all right. So you're kind of like sticking out, walking all the way up. You look in each window. You see cobwebs. You see closed crates. It looks like somebody's using this for storage, but you don't see. I mean, you see a lot of dust. Like you don't like as you're looking in the windows. Like you see a pretty thick layer of dust on the ground, and you go all the way up to the top, and you see that this lighthouse isn't even functioning.
It looks like there's a way to get into it from above.
There is, yes, you absolutely could.
Okay. So, did any of the windows look open on the way down?
There
down?
are, because you're so small, there are some cracks and holes you could crawl through.
I'm going to get inside it and go and look around. Just a lizard.
You go looking around. One of the crates that you walk by is cracked open. You're able to go in there and look, and it looks like someone's using this to store a bunch of portraits and pieces of art.
Oh. Okay. I'm not touching anything.
Okay.
Just looking around on my way down.
All right.
Going back down on the inside.
You go all the way down, and from top to bottom, this place just looks completely empty. Now, as he is scouting this entire thing and not seeing much of anything, what's the rest of you doing? So we're going to go up top to Anne. What are you doing?
Can I look for like a hatch? Anything that would be
In the lighthouse itself?
I would probably be in the lighthouse looking around the lighthouse. If there's another little building, I would be like looking in the buildings to try and
If
see
you're
if there's
going to
a
go
way
in,
down.
so I'm going to say that you're basically going. Are you going inside the bottom floor of the lighthouse, or are you still looking in the shack?
Where was Cordan?
Cordan is crawling up outside the side of the lighthouse.
I probably would have gone in the opposite building that he did then.
Okay, so everyone else was in the shack. So you're looking around the shack on the floor. You don't sense anything. You don't see anything. As you look down at the bottom of the floor, you're kind of like pushing around, seeing if there's anything up under this. And as you put your hand down, you do sense a slight rumbling coming from beneath the ground.
Good rumbling or bad rumbling?
Is there a good rumbling?
Potentially, if it's a golden dragon.
It might have just been my tummy.
Are you hungry, little blorp?
I could eat.
I might have some rations in my bag of holding.
I can't say those are the tastiest things in the world, but maybe later. Martha, why are you laughing?
Just your accent is so beautiful. I'm in awe.
Thank you.
I'm just getting used to it.
I talk this way because I'm a fish.
You are a fish. A wonderful fish at that. A great companion.
Thank you, Charlotte. You're a wonderful human. What is Charlotte? Is Charlotte a half elf? What is she?
Charlotte is a full elf, actually.
You're a wonderful elf.
Right. Okay.
Okay, yes.
All right,
On to somebody else.
All right, down the bottom. So you feel a rumbling down the bottom. Vimak, what are you doing?
If it's just a rumbling, right? We didn't detect any hidden traps, anything on
Not
the floor.
in the. Y'all are in the shack, not the lighthouse. There's nothing in the shack.
I'm gonna wait on Wes's report.
All right.
Then,
So a few minutes pass. Cordan comes in there. You're still in lizard form. Are you
on the inside coming down?
Yeah, you're on the inside coming down. You come all the way down. At this point, you're at the bottom floor of the lighthouse. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna scoot under the door.
Okay. All right. So you go and you scoot under the door. As you're walking across the bottom of the floor, you notice that a lot of dust in here has been disturbed. And that you saw on that someone recently has come through here. Quite a few people, actually. You didn't see any tracks on the outside, but you do see it on the inside that there has been dust disturbed on the floor. You kind of circle back and look, and you do see that there is a hatch that has recently been moved as well.
Okay, I'm gonna go outside and shift out.
All right, so you go crawl under the door of the lighthouse, and you shift back into Cordan, and now you're back with the group.
Cordan, what did you find?
I found a hatch inside. It looks like some others have been in it recently.
I see.
Shall
Remember the last time we went to a hatch? We went to a different planet.
What happened?
I'd like to avoid that.
I love that Vimak is still role-playing as Martha Stewart. I just want to point that out as...
I'm going to milk it.
You're going to milk it. Okay. All right.
Would you like me to stealth into that hatch and see what I can see?
I know what Cordan just rolled to see if he was woeing or not.
I am for the first time not woeing in this game.
You are wheeling. It is his Circle of Stars ability. He is wheeling. Now, remind us again what this does.
Wheel allows me, whenever a creature I see within 30 feet is about to make an attack roll, a saving throw, or an ability check, I can use my reaction to roll a d6 and add the number rolled to the total.
So it helps your friends. You can help your friends with your
I can use it 3 times before a long rest.
Right, but it uses your reaction, though, so you can only use it once per round. All right, gotcha. All right, so with that, everyone, I guess, now is moving towards the lighthouse.
Sure.
Yes. Okay.
Correct.
So at this point, everyone is moving towards the lighthouse. You get to the floor of the lighthouse. Vimak, as soon as you walk in, you notice from all of your travels and things, you look around and you're able to. You're pretty good with tracks. You look around and you see that this has been disturbed pretty well, and that several individuals have been through here. You see several different types of footprints. But one thing that you do notice is that there's a certain type of movement that you see in the ground that looks like a robed individual is dragging the dust with them as they walked, and it looked like maybe several robed individuals came through here.
Okay. I'll relay.
Are we sure this is a good idea?
No.
Oh,
I
wait,
have
we
a
don't-
letter
We
here.
don't have to go in there. Right?
This far.
Sorry, Vimak, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just going to say there's no way to know. There's no way to know.
If we can dispel the ward that's on this, we could check what it says. But other than that, no, we don't know if we're walking into a trap. We don't know if we trust this. I can stealth down and take a look. Take a look in and see what I can see.
Extra stealthy too.
I'm extra stealthy.
It's your call.
I'm happy to do that.
Okay.
Then that's what.
Sounds good. All right. So, Anne, you reach over, you pull the hatch, you move it up, you look down into, there is a ladder, but it is darkness. Do you have any type of dark vision?
I do. I have those wonderful glasses.
Oh, that's right. All right. So, at this
I have
point,
the goggles.
you move your magic goggles down, and now you're able to see down into the darkness. As soon as you begin to, you put 1 foot down on the ladder, and you immediately hear this massive roar that echoes throughout everything. And you also hear in the distance down below, now that you're kind of open this up, not only do you hear a roar, but you hear a lot of what sounds to be like squeals and screams and the sound of combat.
What kind of roar?
Glad you asked.
Why'd you mention?
Glad you asked.
That sounds like a dragon roar or a lion.
It's a
I was
kitten.
gonna guess lion.
It's a meowers.
There is some.
Oh, Roll's
type of-
right. That's a nope. I believe that's a nope.
That is a nope beast.
So
Eastern
Minus the
European nope.
beasts.
it sounds like it is
European
fighting.
nope.
It is fighting something.
I would be like, no need to stealth. We got a battle going on. And I will drop down.
All right.
And it's just gone.
All right, so you disappear in the darkness. What you see in front of us, you land on a stone floor that's completely cut out. It looks like it's part of a different structure that maybe the stonework looks different than what you saw above. But what you do see is there is a break in the stone, and there's about a 5 or 10 foot. I will say it's like an 8-foot jump before you get over to the next ledge. And you can actually, with your goggles in the darkness, you can see down this hallway. And in the distance, you look and you see a bright light coming in the distance. It looks like a flame. And you see in the far distance, you just see this light of something flailing around on fire and then falling over onto the ground. And now, in the distance, using your magic goggles, you can make out the little sparkle of a flame of something burning to death in the distance.
Great. Hope it's a spider.
Scooter.
I would wait for my friends.
Blue
if they were
Blorp
coming
is on. Blue Blorp's right behind her.
Okay.
Right behind her.
All right, so Little Blorp, you jump down into the darkness. Now, I don't know, what is the night vision of a Kuatoa? I would imagine pretty good if they're an underwater creature.
I think it's 120.
Oh, perfect. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you drop down.
I also have sunlight sensitivity, so that's another good sign that I see well in the dark.
You see well in the dark. All right, so you drop down, and as soon as you drop down, you also see what Anne sees, or Charlotte is in her disguise. But you see in the distance, you see this fire in this distance, this small bonfire of something burning into cinders in the distance. Soto drops down as well, always staying close to Charlotte and just slightly behind her. And then also we have Vimak and Cordan. Are you guys dropping down as well?
Yep.
All right, so at that point, we're going to move to this. All right. So this, you all drop down. There's this little ledge in front of you that breaks, and it's in the darkness, but I think everyone here has some way to see dark vision. As soon as you drop down, Soto takes the moment to reach over and touches the little topaz dragon and casts light on the dragon, and the dragon now emanates everything and gives off light. So now you can see all around you.
I see a black square.
You see a black square?
I see a black square. Yes.
Recording. Let me see.
Oh, I saw someone ping something.
I was pinging where your wonderful Little Blorp is.
I got you. Hang on. There we go. If you refresh, you should be able to see.
I will refresh. Oh, there it is. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. And let me I thought it was 60 feet. You have 120 feet. So let me fix that.
120, yeah.
All right, so now you've
And
got
it's
100.
60.
No, you have the goggles.
Yeah. Oh, I thought the goggles were only 60. If they're 120, I'll take that.
For the now, we'll say it's 120. I don't know. All right, so at this point, you all drop down, and you see this small little jump in front of you. In the far distance, way down here, you see a small fire.
Anne's gonna go first.
Okay, you still hear the sounds of the dragon.
I cannot control my token.
Sure.
Positive.
Are you sure?
I'm positive about that.
There we go.
You can?
Yeah.
I literally did nothing.
Okay. Well then, I was clicking on the wrong thing.
Okay. All right.
Do you want me to roll to make the jump?
As long as it's a small roll. Just to make sure you don't do anything horrible.
Can I do acrobatics instead of?
I will absolutely let you use acrobatics.
As long as it's not another nat one.
Come on.
Lucky.
Murdered.
That is
Lucky.
a nat.
Lucky.
Nat. Are you lucky?
I'm lucky.
Okay, she's gonna have to use one of her luck points for her luck feat to not fall into a chasm.
Don't worry, she's saving the good ones for later.
Okay, that's
Fascinating.
that's really all you needed. It's a small DC, but you do use up one of your luck to use. You slip, and you kind of fall and like grab onto the side and able to kind of scurry your way up. It doesn't look graceful, but you made it.
I have no more lucks.
You have
Just
that
so
is the
everybody
last of the
knows.
luck. All right, but you are now over.
That's great. Cool.
After seeing that whole mess, I'm gonna use a key point to double my jump distance and just do a little skip over.
You're fine. All right. And with that, Solstice flies over without a problem. Soto also using his cat agility jumps up without a problem. Vimak, what are you gonna do?
Mine on 120.
On the vision?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Stoner.
That's
gives
all
you
we see, I think. That's all we see.
Okay. Gotcha. You're updated.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll. What is this? Athletics?
Yeah, it is athletics, yeah.
Okay.
I'm real sad that Soto didn't have to make a roll on that one.
Can I reach over to Vimak and
Did it
say,
not roll?
Soto did
planks
just
are-
fine.
Mine didn't roll, did it?
it did. It rolled an 18.
I
No,
rolled
that
an
was
18.
Trevor.
He
Sorry.
rolled a 17. All right, so with a 17, Vimak is able to jump over without a problem. Cordan, is now your turn.
I'm going to ask Vimak, hey, could you hand me that plank?
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna pull out Plank Sinatra from like one of the first 2 games and
So
set it
this
down.
giant plank that you pulled out of the Underdark, you pull out of your bag of holding, you set it down across, and Cordan gingerly walks across the chasm.
And then I'm going to pick up the plank and be like, we might need this.
And then you put the plank right back down the bag
My
of
favorite part is that happened after Charlotte almost fell down the hole.
Yeah.
That's
Hold on, I've got
hilarious.
something for this.
Plank Sinatra makes another appearance. Probably
Plank
the the lost hero of this campaign is Plank Sinatra.
Always remember what's in the bag, baby.
Old Wood Eyes. All right,
That's
okay.
true.
All right, so with that, Anne, you're actually going to be in. Actually, no, Little Blorb, you jumped in front. So at this point, you're moving through. I just realized with this map, the body that you're seeing is actually in front of you. So here is the body of what is. You have
What does it look
Is it a
like?
charred corpse of something?
It is. And no, sorry, Little Blorb. You reach over the cinder and you pull over, and it is like this gelatinous mess. But what you do absolutely make out is the seared tentacles of his face are frayed. You realize that this is probably one of the collective. As soon as you make this thing pull over, and this smell of burnt mind flayer comes up. You look over and you see Solstice walking over and like and takes a bite out of the mind flayer.
Good Solstice. This is an enemy of ours. Hold on.
Oh yeah, it's very tasty. Yes.
Little Blur looks over at Martha and goes, I'm really glad it's not me.
We've been working on that. Going to Dragon Daycare, taking some lessons.
Okay. All right. So Solstice is having a meal of burnt mind flare. Anne, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna scout ahead if I can.
Go ahead.
Which way did the guy come running from?
It'll be up.
Right.
All right, so
But
right.
I can't.
Right.
Okay. Then I would scout down this hallway. I think that's about 30 feet.
You walk around the corner. You see
A little bit more.
you see another burned and cindered mind flayer laying off to the side. You still hear the sound. I've turned it down, but you still hear the sound of battle and dragon breath and fire. Whatever is happening down there is still happening.
Cool. I will move a little bit ahead and wait for my friends.
Okay.
Do I see any traps, anything?
Right now, you're just so overwhelmed by the smell of burnt mind flare. And whatever you're looking around, if there were traps, these things would have sprung them as they're kind of running around. You look into this, you see 4 giant pillars in this room in front of you. And what you also see is you see a few other bodies. You also see a few small intellect devourers that are also on the ground, like these walking brains that are just on fire. Or in some cases, some of them you just see like a foot and then a pile of ash.
If there are mind flayers and intellect devourers down there, we should go help. We must fight these.
We must fight them, but let's
hate
first make
mind
sure that
flayers.
we're safe.
I suppose that whatever you think is best, Charlotte.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to kind of move some people up to kind of move us along here. Cordan, what do you have? Anything?
Oh, gosh. I currently don't have any dark vision spells going, so I'm staying with the light on the.
You're
dragon.
saying with Solstice, who's lit. Okay. All right. So Solstice is kind of hanging back, chewing on the mind flayer as you continue. So Anne, you're leading. Keep going.
Okay. Into the room I go. I got about another 30 feet.
Okay. All right. From here, you look forward. You see 2 doors here that are open. They're like giant, look like almost like stone vault doors that are one is like creaked open. As you look through, you can actually feel heat coming from whatever is in the distance. You can feel the heat. And you also hear the horrible sounds of squeals and whatever's happening in there. So it's still very loud. The dragon is roaring. There's fire going on, and in the distance you can still see these sparks of flame happening in the distance.
Cool. I will wait for my friends.
All right, so Soto is with you, but kind of hanging back a little bit, timidly. He's timidly kind of sneaking up. Old soft paws is coming up behind you.
I'm gonna feel real bad if we wait too long and the mind flayers will win.
I mean, we can just run in there. Do you want me to run in there?
Little Blorp is right behind Charlotte. Like Soto's over here, and Little Blorp is over here, just waiting to do battle.
Okay. All right, so I'll
Waiting
move
on
you
our
up as
friends.
well. All right, Vimak, are you in here as well?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna move everybody up. All right, so everyone, as you're walking through, Cordan, you're staying with the lit Solstice, the little topaz dragonling that's kind of like walking around, is completely like illuminating the area. You walk in and you see these bodies as well, burned. But one thing that you recognize, you're so observant. Everyone else kind of walked over these bodies. You look and you see that they were actually. It doesn't look like they were hit directly with the dragon fire. This looks almost like they got hit by like something in front of them hit them and they caught on fire.
We need to proceed with caution that we don't get hit by this dragon's fallout.
Okay.
Good thinking.
All right, Anne, you're up first. You're stealthy.
Okay. I'm going to cast. I'm going to cast Mirror Image on myself.
Okay. And as soon as you do that, how many different versions of you are there? Oh, we have the spell.
There are 4 total.
All right, so there's 4. So there's 5 of you basically. So it's you and 4 friends.
No. There's me and 3 friends.
You and 3 friends. All right, so you and 3 of your closest friends show up, and now all of you walk forward.
Wait,
And
if she's
gonna stealth in.
Sorry, if she's a changeling, do all the mirror images look the same, or do they all look different?
I'm gonna say they all look the same. It is a mirror.
Yeah.
But if she were to change, it would change with.
Yeah. I would say that they're myself in whatever form I'm in, whether it's Charlotte, whether it's Anne.
Correct. All right, and with that, and you turn and now give me a stealth check as you're moving forward. Do remember this is a +10, because you are still under the ability of pass without trace.
I get advantage.
And you do.
Are you ready for me to be invisible?
So
rolls 2 1s.
All right, so that's 17.
So 27.
So 17. So you rolled an 8 plus 9 is 17 plus another 10 for pass without trace is a 27.
Yep. And I'm going to move.
Oh, goody.
Here.
You know it's great when I have to look that up.
Great.
27, eh?
I hear you using my native tongue.
What did you roll?
27.
Okay. All right. You proceed as quietly as you can into the chasm.
Oh my gosh. Does it see me?
Sasima.
All right. All right. So with that, everyone, now you're moving forward. As you move forward, you step down. It looks like you're leaving one structure and stepping into like a cave itself. The ground in here is different. It's almost like a rocky beach in a way, where it's like brittle rock that's been broken across. As you step down, you're easily able, using between you, like kind of shuffling your feet across the rock itself, and also the magic of Pass Without Trace on. You're able to kind of deftly and quietly move across. As you walk in, you turn the corner, you see 8 other mind flayers completely fried. You also see about a dozen intellect devourers also fried. But as you turn the corner, you see there's still a lot of them in there doing battle with this thing.
How many?
From as you turn the corner, probably 6 that you can see out of the corner.
Can I whisper that back? Or
no.
Can I stealth backwards? How? Okay, wait. Does the dragon? How does the dragon look to be doing?
You don't see the dragon. You only see the shadow of the dragon.
What do you mean? I only see the shadow of the dragon.
You're looking around the corner, and there's a lot of fire in there, and you see against one of the walls the shadow of this massive dragon. You don't actually see the dragon. But you're basically seeing a shadow of the dragon fighting and going back and getting ready to reel back his fire breath again.
Okay, but I am not anywhere close to the fire breath?
No, you're not. You're seeing this in the distance as the dragon is fighting, and just kind of letting them have it.
Well, then
and thank you, Laz, for giving us shadow puppets. Like just like a dragon.
Yeah, like the little. It's the dragon.
All right, Vimak, what are you doing? You're just kind of sitting back, and you see all the ants move forward.
All right, I'm going to move with her.
All right, roll
All
a
of the
stealth,
Charlottes.
roll a stealth check for me.
All right.
Now you are wearing mithril plate, so you don't get
Yeah.
disadvantage on the movement.
This is plus 10, right?
Yes, so you get the roll plus 10. So 19. So you rolled a 9 and you get plus 10. So 19. Okay. So you come up now as you step down, Anne or Charlotte above, you and your mirror images, you all kind of turn over your shoulder. Even though he is trying to be quiet, he didn't know the trick about sliding his foot into the rock like you did. And you just hear him kind of crunch ever so softly, but you do hear it. Even through everything else, you're very aware of your surroundings as he steps behind you. Soto is also trying to stay up with you as well. And Soto did well. He's very quiet. Because he is also isn't Pass Without Trace how many targets?
I think it just says the group.
I think we've got enough for everybody. Little Blorp, what are you doing?
I'm also going to stealth forward.
Okay.
With a mighty...
So you rolled a 6 plus 3 is 9, and then with the Pass Without Trace is a 19.
19.
Okay.
It has to do with 30 feet of my target.
Gotcha. Okay.
Nice.
Which has
All
to be myself.
Cordan now also kind of like flapping his wings and kind of going from side to side. Solstice, your light source is moving forward as he is also illuminated from the light spell. Cordan, move up as well and give me a stealth check.
I'm not sure we should be doing this, but I think it might be better to just speak out and say something in Draconic, but everybody's already doing it, so I'm going.
We can try that.
I'm really in there yet.
We're not in, like, I'm not in there. I'm like right at the door.
Whisper back to Cordan.
Oh,
Maybe
wait,
we should speak in abyssal.
That's sleight of hand. I'm looking for stealth.
Don't yell in Draconic. Yell in abyssal.
Now, Vimak, the closer you get, you hear the sound of the dragon. You hear the roar. But you also hear this other tune playing in the back of your head. A tune that you heard before. And the closer you get in, the louder it gets.
Ooh. Music's here, guys. The music's here.
You've heard it a little bit, but you were so distracted by the sound of the dragon that you hear this sound echoing in the back of your head.
Little Blorp doesn't hear it, I don't think.
That evil ditty's playing again.
Evil ditty? Oh, that can't be good.
I whisper back, Cordan, do you want me to speak out to him in Draconic?
I don't know. I'm just worried about the fallout. I think
I
if we
don't even
come
know
around
Draconic.
I think if we come around the corner, we got to come around blasting.
Okay. Then ready.
Guns
Ready
blazing.
at the mind flares?
Just shoot them in the back. It's always the
Okay.
safe way.
All right, all of you go and charge in. You stop just short as the entire room is illuminated with dragon fire. You all, as you're kind of running in, you stop and you feel the heat fill up the entire room. You hear all this screaming going on, but then the fire dies back down, the light dies back down, and you're able to move forward. And now we will move into the second part.
Is the music still there, Danny?
You still hear it.
Oh no, please tell me they haven't taken this guy.
Alright, as you walk in, everyone's charging, you walk around the corner. And now, Anne, everyone's running in. You run in, and immediately you look, and you see all these dead, just this burned up bodies of these mind flayers, these illithid, or just frayed. But there's several, like dozen, of these small little intellect devourers running all over the floor. There's tons of them, and there's some of them are fried and everything. You walk in, and before you set eyes on the dragon, you're still watching the shadow. And in this moment, you see all of these intellect devourers crawling up the side of this dragon as it's clawing and fighting. And in this moment, as you turn the corner, you see the intellect devourer go inside the head of the dragon.
Can I do anything to stop it? Can I shoot it with an arrow?
You can take a shot. Just react.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna try and stop that intellect or however from getting in his head.
You're gonna do that with wheel.
Okay.
+5.
Ooh, love that. Okay. Short bow.
Miracle shot. All the dice. All right, so that's going to be a 20.
Yeah.
So you rolled a 14 plus 6 is a 20, plus another
+5.
plus 5
So
is a
it's 25 to
25. We will count this as a sneak attack.
Yeah.
So what's your total damage?
So 5 plus 18. 18. So it's 23. 23 damage.
You let loose the arrow. The arrow sails through the eye. The intellect devourer digs into the head of the dragon as the arrow goes and pierces the eye of the dragon. And now the dragon is moving back and forth with this arrow sticking out of its eye.
I wasn't trying to hit the dragon.
That's where it was. It is now taken over.
Oh no.
But it has taken 23 points of damage from Ellie's arrow. Or, sorry, hand.
It doesn't matter. We're dead. Oh.
So I will give everybody one action as... I will say this, and you have taken your action. Little Blorp, what are you doing?
I'm going to use a key point to... what's it called? Move really fast to take the dash action as a bonus action, and I'm gonna run and jump up and try and get onto the head of the dragon.
You're gonna charge?
Yeah,
he's charging the dragon.
He's going after that brain to see if he can try and catch it before it's in.
All right, as soon as you turn the corner, give me a save versus fear.
Oh, okay. Was that a wisdom save?
It is. 17. You turn the corner, you get ready to move. This thing it turns around, it rears back. It is so much larger and more impressive than you possibly thought it could be. You stop in your tracks and you cannot move forward.
It takes me only a moment. Then I use my action to use stillness of mind to end the frighten effect on myself. And I will still bonus action to move really, really fast and jump up onto this dragon's head.
Yes, you will, because the monk has stillness of mind. All right. The monk. All right. So now,
and my jumping distance is doubled, if that counts for
it. It actually does. This is quite a large dragon. Okay, so you're basically gonna take your turn. You're gonna run and leap and try to land. So basically, you're gonna have to make a unarmed attack against the dragon to basically grapple it. You're basically trying to grapple the side of the dragon.
Okay. Here goes. Lost my character sheet for a second. So roll it as an unarmed attack.
Yes.
Good.
14.
Yeah, 14.
You leap at it. It moves much quicker than you thought as it rears back. You just land directly in front of it. You are now basically at the right where the belly starts of this giant dragon. That is your turn. Vimak, it is your turn.
I can't control my token.
Gotcha.
All right.
Thank you.
God. Does Ian get her
God,
move
we're gonna
action
die.
with all of that?
Yes, but you need to give me a save versus fear.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Guess I'll move here.
Okay. Give me a save versus fear. Also, Little Blorp is immune to the frightful presence of the dragon for the remainder of the encounter.
Nice.
Vimak, you are terrified of this dragon. The 19, you are terrified of the dragon.
Hey guys, I don't think we should be fighting this thing.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
All right,
either.
so
So
does that mean I didn't run?
what I'll say is, you turned the corner as soon as you saw that, you were like, no, it's way bigger than you thought it was.
Okay. Hmm.
I'm gonna try and move. I'm just gonna do my.
You
Oh, I got a
are
nat 20.
immune to the effects of the fear of this dragon. You are not
Lovely.
afraid of this dragon.
I want behind that corner.
You see it,
That's all
you're
that-
not afraid.
Okay.
So at this point, Anne rolling a natural 20 is not afraid of the dragon. Neither is Blittleborg. Vimak, on the other hand, who rolled a 19, is afraid of the dragon. Cordan, it is your turn.
I am going to. Is this thing in the middle like a big pillar or something?
Yes, it's a big boulder. Yeah. That goes to the ceiling.
I'm going to get right here.
Okay.
I'm going to sit down on the ground.
Okay.
And I'm going to. I can guidance myself, can I?
You can.
I'm going to guidance myself,
Okay.
and I'm going to reach out to Falcon.
Yes, you are. Make a religion check and then give yourself a guidance check. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to give you advantage because the DM is inspired. You're getting DM inspiration. It's not something I hand out often, but that is such a great idea and it's so perfect for your character. I will give you advantage. So the first roll is a 15.
The first time in 19 episodes, in fact.
First time in 19 episodes. I forget.
First
sometimes.
time in 19 episodes.
Yep.
So 15 plus.
2 plus 4 is a 21. What exactly are you praying?
Falcon, an ally that we have been trying to reach, that I believe to be a child of nature, has been taken over. We are in dire need. Please help us.
As you were praying that, in this unrelated, you hear Soto reach over and grab Vimak, and Vimak, you feel the soft paw barely touch your shoulder and say, Savras will calm your mind. And at that point, you are no longer afraid of the dragon. He has calmed your emotions. Actually, let me look that up. Let me look at the spell effect really quick. Nope, it's one target. Yeah. So Vimak, you are not afraid. As that happens, Cordan, this peace comes over you, and you sense the presence of Falcon, and even though the roaring and the horror and everything, you sense a peace about you. And with that, everyone roll initiative. So let me pull up the turn order, and let me give everybody some turns. Soto will go on the same turn as Anne. Solstice will go on the same side as Vimak.
We're all rolling twice.
Ooh! The dragon will be going on a 3.
Excellent.
I like that.
Ooh, I needed that.
Alright. Blittleborg, what did you roll?
I rolled a 5. Mighty 5.
And then Anne, what did you roll?
6.
Why did ours roll twice?
Alright, so Cordan, you are first.
think I clicked on initiative and then clicked to roll it, so it did it twice. I don't know.
So I don't necessarily feel anything other but a calming.
You feel a calming.
Okay. There's no open to the roof or to the ceiling here, correct?
No. There seems to be, there might be an opening behind him.
But I don't see like a sunlight or anything coming
No.
in here. It's all just fire and
Yeah.
awfulness.
Yeah. There are, the room is illuminated because there's like little patches of fire everywhere from the burning corpses of all of the intellect devourers and the mind flayers. Cordan, you're very observant. What's your passive perception again?
My passive perception is 24.
Oh, okay. Then you will see this. Hang on 1 second. Let me grab it for you. As soon as I find the right tab. There we go. These rocks crawling over here, you see several little intellect devourers moving.
Trying to sneak us?
Yes.
I'm going to pull a star off of the...
There's 4 of them.
I'm going to pull a star off of the robe.
Okay.
Actually, they're right there, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I'm going to... wall through all 4 of them.
What type of wall?
Pick them up. Wind wall.
Oh, all right. So you cast Wind Wall, and you throw up this wall, basically separating you from them. Correct? Is that what you're doing?
Yep.
It can create a barrier. All right. So you create this wall. It kind of pushes some of them down. They were kind of crawling up. This is actually a little bit of a drop here. They were crawling up, and you basically have they're tumbling down this hill. Now that you've put up this barrier. All right. So that is your action.
Roll for damage.
Yes. Roll for damage.
Also, the past cell trace is gone, but obviously.
That's fine.
I have no idea what the damage would be on this.
Is it a dex save?
88? Anything
Dex
that
save,
would
something?
What's the save on this spell?
A strength 14.
Strength 14. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and roll all of them at the same time. 2 pass, 2 fail. And
3d8.
And the 3d8 is 22 points of damage. Holy, wait, 22 points of damage.
Yeah.
Nice
He
roll.
rolled real well.
He did roll real well. Hold up.
A 7, and an 8.
That's insane.
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah, you take half on the... so you take 11 on the saves.
I'm here
All
for
right,
that
well,
kind
2
damage.
of those are dead.
Nice.
Well done, Cordan Acosta.
Well done, sir.
Well done. We're proud of you.
How big of a tumble does that other one take?
I'm going to keep that wall up between that area in the meantime.
And the rest take half of that, so the rest take 11. Okay. Okay. And
Did I
do you have
not put my-
do you have a bonus action?
There he is.
Bonus action, let's shift to Archer.
You shift to Archer. As you do that, you can immediately shoot one of your bolts at one of the intellect devourers.
Yeah, one of the other ones.
Right. 17 is going to hit. So as you turn into the archer form of your Circle of Stars Druid, the constellation of the archer comes out. One of the stars emanates from your hand. You shoot forth. You hit one of the intellect devourers for how much damage?
5.
5 damage. Okay. All right, and with that, it is Vimak's turn. You are no longer angry.
All right. I sense. I notice any of this over here?
No, you see that Cordan's up to something, but you're really focused on that dragon. It is a mighty test for the Goliath to fight such a giant monster. It would be a glorious way to go. Which matters to a Goliath.
It's going to be 30. All right, there's 30. I'm going to move, and then I'm going to Giant's Might.
Now, what is Giant's Might? It makes you even larger?
Yes. How close am I to it? Not close enough. Okay.
Okay. Alright, so you could take your whole turn to get up to it.
Oh, I can?
You can, because you take... Oh, so bonus action, you go Giant. Then you'd use your move action. You still technically have your action. If you want to take your action to dash forward, you can move another 30 feet.
Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, I'm trying to look here. 5, 10, 15, 20... 25, 30? Is that right?
That's it. All right, so you get within range of the dragon. And it is now your turn. You were not afraid of the dragon because you rolled a natural 20 to overcome the frightful presence of the massive dragon. So what is it that you would like to do?
Oh, wait.
Go ahead.
Sorry, we forgot Solstice.
We did forget Solstice.
What does Solstice want to do? Tell you what.
If it saw the brain.
Oh, you know what? That's a tasty treat. Yeah, he'll go up and use his breath weapon on the other two. Yeah, he can get them in a cone.
Brain jerky.
He's going to go up and use his breath weapon.
Brain jerky.
So Solstice, the little topaz dragon, runs over, sees a meal, and runs over and will use its dehydration breath weapon to attack the two intellect devourers. Now, what is the save that I have for that?
DC 12 con.
DC 12 con. All right. One passed, one failed. How much damage do I take?
11 and...
So the one that passes takes nothing. If I'm correct. It takes half?
Yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, he kills both of them.
Yes.
All right.
Delicious brain jerky. So clutch. So clutch.
All right.
Yes.
And with that, it is Anne's turn.
Full Hannibal.
Okay. So, Anne would like to look to Soto and say, if I can get you close enough, can you help me clear his mind of this mind flare? Or intellect devour?
I don't know. I can try. I can calm one's emotions. Maybe.
Can you
if Savras will have it?
Can you restore somebody's mind?
I don't know. I don't know what the limitations of my divine magic are, but I can certainly give it a try. But I don't particularly want to get that close to it.
We need to. We need to try and help this person.
I just don't know if I have it in me. Could you bring it closer or turn it away?
I can get its attention.
If you do that, I will do my best.
Okay.
I'll do my best. Savras will give me the courage that I need.
Soto, you can do this. This is why you were sent to me. We can make a great team.
I will try. What is your plan? Now, this is all happening very fast.
We're gonna move closer. I'm gonna move up.
Okay.
And I will keep attacking and drawing its attention. And you've got two wonderful people there in front. We're gonna try and get to the back. Okay.
Okay. I'm right behind you.
Okay. So then we're gonna move because Soto can only move 30 feet?
35 feet.
35 feet. Okay. Well, then we're going to do that. I'm going to stay at Soto's speed.
Okay.
So using my...
And there are still your mirror images. Now, here's the thing. That boulder in front of you is about 5 feet tall. So it could give you cover.
Well, we got to get close to it.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. I'm just saying. You run past the boulder.
We can take... Let's hide behind them. We'll move up to the boulder for this round, and then we'll move close for the next round.
Okay. So you run forward. Soto takes a step out, looks at the dragon, goes, no, and cowers back. He is given into the frightful presence of the dragon. But you're up there.
Okay, well,
we did count on him to be brave.
We did count on him to be brave.
Stupid cat.
Son of a cat that's scared of heights. Okay, well, can I hold my action to see if he attacks? I'll hold my arrow notched.
So
bow.
your arrow's notched. What is the trigger?
If he hurts anybody.
Okay. All right. So if he tries to hurt somebody, you're gonna let loose an arrow. Got it. Okay. Well, it's his turn.
No.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's Little Blorb's turn. It is Little Blorb's turn.
Little Blorb. Can I move to flank if I say move over here?
Yes. You're so fast, and it was kind of rearing back. I will let you dive past, and because Vimak is here, you can now flank.
Okay. As a way of the astral self monk, Little Blorp knows that the body itself is really just an illusion.
Right.
And that the astral self is the embodiment of one's soul. So he's going to try and hit the dragon, but he's going to picture striking at the intellect devourer inside of him.
I like that a lot. You're going to try to reach through the dragon and hit the intellect devourer.
Correct.
I like that.
So let's get some unarmed strikes, shall we?
Yes, we can. That is amazing.
That's one.
I love that.
And that's two. A 23 is a 23 hit.
The 23 does hit.
I'm going to use a key point to stunning strike the intellect devourer, if I can.
Okay. All right. What do I?
That is the attempt, anyway.
What is the roll?
It is a DC. Let me verify the DC. It should be DC 15 con save. It is a DC 15 con save.
Oh, DC 15 con save. Sorry, I rolled something wrong. He is not. You do hit it. You do feel that you hit it, but he is not stunned.
Okay. I will use another key point to flurry of blows.
Flurry of bros.
Flurry of blows.
Glub, 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 glub. Glub, 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 glub.
It's a flurry of dudes doing fireball shots.
Flurry of white
all their
claw.
visors are on backward and upside down.
All right.
And they're dabbing.
All right.
Dabbing every
Dude.
So your spectral arms go out, but the massive scales of the dragon are beyond what you can punch through. That first one you broke through, but your other attacks do not. But you do feel that you actually reach through and hit not the dragon, but the intellect devourer.
Excellent.
And how much damage was that first attack? 4?
I guess I rolled min damage, so yeah, it looks like a 4.
Okay, but you do feel like you actually hit that.
Nice.
With that, it is the dragon's turn. The first thing that I have to do is roll a d6. Okay. All right. It is going to, the first thing it's going to do is it sees Vimak. It is going to make a bite attack at Vimak. Does a 23 hit?
No.
What?
Yes.
I was about to say.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
He also has a very high DC.
All right, so he goes to bite you. For 20, I'm sorry, it rolled the damage already. It's 24 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
So now he goes down and bites you. He grabs that mithril plate you're wearing. You feel the giant jaw of this dragon crunch down. Your ribs crack at the weight of it, but the armor holds.
How much was it? 23?
Correct. Okay. It turns one of its claws. It bites at you. It turns one of its claws to attack Blittleblorp behind him. 29 to hit and 14 points of slashing damage.
All right, I will take 14 points of slashing damage.
And then his other claw spinning around, he's going to try to attack Blittleblorp again and rolls a 22 for another 14 points of slashing damage.
I'm gonna, on that last one, invoke a brand new ability I've never used. It's called Runic Shield. He has to re-roll.
He has to re-roll. Okay.
We have to take the new roll.
All right, so the new roll is a 19 plus
I tried.
14. So that is, in fact, a 32.
32 misses.
32 misses. All right, so he bites at Vimak, and he turns around and puts both of his claws into Blittleblorp. Now, the little fish, you're trying to dodge it as much as you can, but he's just slashing into you. But that is now... And at the end of the round, he's going to use a legendary action to use his tail to attack Vimak. Because he's basically spun around. He bit Vimak, turned claw, and with his tail as he spins around, is going to try to bat Vimak away from him. 24 to hit and 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right, I'll use Stone's Endurance then.
All right, so Stone's Endurance, the reaction that you're going to use for
15.
So
minus 15.
It's 18 points of damage. You stand tough. That tail hits you. You just bury your shoulder into it, and you just body block the tail of the dragon. And using all of your strength, you barely slide back as that tail like slaps into you. It is now the end of the round. Cordan, you're sitting there trying to figure out what to do in this moment, and you look over and you see this little sparkle of light next to you, and that sparkle opens up, and you look and you see what looks to be this tiny rip in the fabric of time and space as you're looking through, and you see what looks to be branches of a cherry blossom. And as you look, you recognize the cherry blossom. That's your cherry blossom. And out comes,
that's my cherry blossom.
Out comes a familiar face as one of your pixies flies into the room.
Is it Nyx?
It is Nyx. So Nyx flies into the room. Let me find Nyx. It is cherry blossom season. Hang on. Niz is his name.
Yes, excuse me.
So Niz, the little blue fairy, he flies in, and from his little hand he reaches out, and it's like he's handing you this piece of this pumpkin.
Oh.
And he hands that to you, and he said, I heard a voice in the darkness said to give you this and to aid you. What can I do?
We are trying to restore the mind of this dragon. I don't know if there's anything we can do.
Dragon? Well, let me go take a look. He flies around the corner. He sees what's happening, and he kind of averts his eyes. He looks, he goes, and he reaches out, and this magic. Now, Vimak, you're giant might, so you're already large, correct? You
Yeah.
feel something hit you in the back, soft, as you're kind of bracing yourself, and you feel yourself grow bigger and bigger and bigger, and now you're huge size as your armor gives way, and you look, and you have taken the shape of a giant ape, and you are the size of the dragon.
Oh yeah.
You have been polymorphed into a
It's a King
giant
Kong.
ape.
Y'all want to play Rampage?
Yeah. Did you watch HBO Max this weekend?
When I see this, I just want to shout, "Hold him!"
How are we gonna get it out?
You
We
put
gotta
the
let-
pumpkin in his mouth, and you have to hold his jaws and like rub his dragon in the throat.
We gotta let Laz get some more strikes on this thing.
Yeah.
So
You get one
now
more turn before I'm dead.
we have giant monkey versus giant lizard.
Vimak Kong.
Yes, Vimak Kong has shown up.
This is crazy.
All right. And with that, it is now the top of the round. It's Cordan's turn. It is still your turn. Niz has made his action. You have summoned the aid of Falcon with your religion check, and Niz has appeared to give you a pumpkin.
I am going to eat the pumpkin.
You get one spell slot back of your choice.
That would be the 4th level.
You get a 4th level spell slot back.
I am going to ask that Vimak goes next because I gotta look something up.
All right. We go ahead.
Yes. Just so you know,
right, I'm gonna grab
as a giant ape, you can make a 2 fist attacks. You still get double attacks. And just so you can keep up with it, you have 157 hit points.
Oh my god. Okay.
That's more than 10 times as many
Well,
as I
what?
have left.
All right. So here's the thing: do I pummel him or try to subdue him, like with, like try to grapple him? Y'all think? I don't want to kill him, but I don't see any other way.
I think you should subdue him with your fists.
Okay, let's do that. Subdual damage.
Subdual
Pound him.
damage. All right, so you're gonna go to pound. All right, so you're gonna get just roll d20. I'm gonna use the. I have the stats here for giant ape. It's a +9 to hit. So roll.
You're going to Pound Town.
18 plus 9 is gonna be a 27. That's gonna hit. Roll 3d10 plus 6 damage. It's gonna be 12 plus 6. That's gonna be 18 points of subdual damage.
And roll again.
Yes, roll again. So you just go and you just punch this giant dragon across the face. 15 plus 9 is a 24. You punch him again. Roll another 3d10 plus 6 points of damage. So 18 plus 6 is 24. Go ahead and roll another d6 because you're still going to get your giant might damage. So 26 total. So 18 and 26. Math is hard. 30, 44 damage.
He carried
So
the-
44 points of subtle damage as you're just punching this giant dragon in the face. Now,
As an ape, can I action surge?
yes, you can, because you're still a fighter.
Okay,
I'll allow it.
let's do it.
Thank you, Judge Mills Lane.
I will allow it. Because why not? All right, so 16. So those are your 2 attacks.
Yeah.
I just remember something. You're flanking this thing.
Yeah.
So
Oh, God.
that's gonna be your advantage roll. So it will hit. Roll 3d10 plus 6. That's gonna be another 26 points of damage. This is all subdual damage. So that is 70 points of damage. All right, and then one more attack with advantage. The 12 plus 9 is going to be 21. That will hit. So roll another 3d10 plus 6 damage. Holy cow, that's another 31 points of damage. So now we're at 101 points of subdual damage. Alright. I just remember, and you're holding your attack from last round. So it is your turn. Go ahead and do what you were going to do. I forgot you were holding your action. We kind of skipped over it. So what were you going to do last round? You can go ahead and fire off the arrow, or do you want to do something
I
else?
was going to shoot off the arrow. It's
Okay.
like I can't see the intellect devourer. It's inside its head, right?
Correct.
Did she get a chance to shoot that when the dragon started attacking?
She could have.
I tried to hit the intellect devourer, but it had already crawled into the eyeball. Okay. I'm also gonna. Yeah, we're good. Okay, here we go with this short bow attack.
Okay. This will be a sneak attack. 23 will hit. It will be 5 plus 18 damage, which is 23 total damage. That will hit. Okay, so that was last round. So you did 23 points of damage last round. What are you doing this round?
Yelling at Soto. Wondering why Soto hasn't gotten up here.
You hear him mumbling, trying to grow the courage of himself, and he does manage to calm his emotions.
Okay.
And
Calm his emotions and be able to move?
you just see his little head come out and says, I'm sorry, I just needed a moment. Is the plan still on?
Can you move up here with me?
Yeah, sure. And he runs and kind of does like this roll and kind of lands right beside the rock. And you just see this giant eyes of this little tabaxi next to you, just terrified, but he is pushing through. He goes, what would you like me to do?
I still want to try and restore his mind.
I will try. I will try.
Do we need to wait here for you to be able to move forward again?
No, I can do it. I can do it.
Okay.
All right. Actually, no.
So then-
He does need a turn because he cast a spell back there. So his action was to do that, and then he moved up to you.
And we're gonna have to double action to get behind him anyways.
Okay.
Because that's 80 feet.
All right.
So to get
All right.
to,
So
like,
you
behind
still
him
get
will
an
be
action
60.
this turn.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do?
I would like to I'm gonna get behind him.
Okay. You're gonna make the run. Go for it.
I'm gonna make the run and just say to Soto, like, this is your distraction, basically. That, like, when you get a chance, just
I'm going to
do
allow
it.
you to cunning action to get to there. You can pull out your blade and make a stab at him if you want to.
Yeah, cunning action. Cunning, like, his wings there. Can I get, like, underneath them?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. So I'm gonna move my full 60 feet.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my sunblade.
All right. So you ignite your sunblade under him. Make your attack with advantage. That's all the dice in the entire world. Okay, let's see what we got here.
So 14 plus my attack.
Which is going to be a 22. That will hit. It is going to be radiant. So we'll take the 11. And then, is there not sneak attack built into this?
Yeah, the 16 is the sneak attack.
So 11 plus 16 is 27 points of damage.
Plus the radiant?
He's not undead.
Okay. So
No,
then 11
27.
plus 16, so 27.
27. All right, so 60, 73. Okay. All right, you go and you take a slice. You actually tear part of the fin of the wing, kind of rips as your sunblade just cuts all the way through it. And with that, it is Blittlblorp's turn.
I gotta go. I was waiting after Danny to go.
Oh,
go
I
ahead.
apologize. Cordan?
That's right.
Yeah, so I'm going to attempt to. Oh man, I'm on the wrong tool.
I think you also still have not seen the dragon.
Yeah, that's what I was going to work on. So I'm gonna try to spin around here and keep my eyes down until I get as close as possible, and then look up.
You can run all the way to the rock, and then look at the dragon.
Yep.
Give me a wisdom saving throw for the frightful presence of the dragon. Is that 16 straight?
No, it's what is it? A saving throw of?
It's wisdom.
16 plus 7.
16 plus 7?
He's a druid.
You're good. You are not afraid of this dragon. Ain't scared.
And I'm going to fire off a second level guiding bolt because I don't have all my spells back.
All right, so second level guiding bolt, go. Um, 18. Actually, 18. I don't think it's gonna hit.
I don't have. You don't get like advantage since there's
whoops.
on spells.
Wrong button.
Okay.
Yep, that's gonna miss.
Archer shot randomly.
Yes, you can take a shot with the archer. So that first shot, the guiding bolt goes. It actually deflects against the shell. I mean, the shell with the scale. You do a guiding bolt, and then you shoot another star out with your. And both shots hit the massive scales of the dragon and are not effective. Little Blorp, you are still in your astral attacks.
That's right.
And you are flanking.
I will start palm striking it once again.
Okay.
Let's give
Trying
it a shot.
to reach into the dragon and hit the
Reaching
intellect
through,
devour.
yeah, into and through. That's number 1. It's a crit.
That is a natural 20. That is a natural 20. What is your damage, good sir?
No, that's a good question. Let's roll a couple of d6, shall we?
Okay.
He doesn't crit quite like Lorex did. Oh, that's not bad, though. That's
What's
not
your
bad
total
at all.
damage?
Plus 3, so that's 12.
You do manage to hit the intellect devour. Inside the mind of the dragon, you do punch it for 12 points of damage.
Key point is stun.
Key point to stun.
DC 15 con.
DC 15 con. You feel it might be stunned. It pauses for a moment.
Does his mind take back over?
It's still that first strike. Whack! You reach through the body of the dragon. You reach into the mind of the dragon, and you actually punch the intellect devourer inside of it, stunning the intellect devourer. Now, what would you like to do?
Let's take that next attack on that stunned intellect devourer.
Correct. So roll with advantage. 16 plus?
Plus a 6. That's 22.
That will also strike through and hit the intellect devourer.
For 5 damage.
You reach through, you punch it. As soon as you do that, Big Monkey, you're up front. You just punch the head of this dragon down. You see Little Blorp punch. You see this tiny little brain shoot out the side of its head.
Yes!
As you have punched the intellect devourer out of the dragon's head.
Yes!
And with that, it is the dragon's turn. It will use
my bonus action. I'll say, "Wake my friend." The wrong voice. Wake up, my friend. You must fight back.
Johnny Little Blorp Lawrence over here. Love it.
Whoa!
As soon as that intellect devourer dies, Vimak in giant monkey form, you no longer hear the music.
Yes.
And the dragon, it shakes its head, and it looks around, and he looks around, he sees the monkey, and he pulls back. He goes back. I do have to roll to see. It is his turn. He does not. He goes back to find to see if his breath is there. When he realizes it isn't, he looks around, and he sees this rampage of everything. He's like, and he quickly looks around. He has the wherewithal to ask, "Are you with those things?"
No, Oranox.
No,
We're your friends.
Arnox, we're not.
And he looks around and he goes, "What has happened?"
What our wonderful King Kong is trying to say, Arnox, is we were sent here by an ally to aid you or hope for your aid to fight what just attacked you.
And you see him kind of stumble about a little bit, and he kind of looks back and goes, "Oh, you said a friend. What friend do you speak of?"
I have this letter. This might explain it better.
And with that, the dragon takes a moment. He looks back and he's kind of assessing the situation. He changes form into a dwarf. And he kind of pulls his little gold robes about and he goes, "Oh, I am so sorry, friend, for everything that happened. May I see this letter?"
Absolutely.
And he reaches over and he grabs the letter and he looks and goes, "I know who this is from." And he starts to release the incantation of the ward itself. And he opens the letter. He goes, "Jalaxel either loves you and trusts you or wanted me to kill you." I see, but it sounds that he trusts you. What is this collective that he speaks of in this letter? What is this plight that you are under?
I'm going to say, you can see them strewn about on the ground around your cave.
At first I mistook them for common thieves. I thought they were after my treasure, but is this true? How much of Waterdeep has been infected?
They're after your strength.
My strength?
I'm going to name the lords that are taken.
And what were the lords? Okay, so you named the lords, and the most important one of the lords that you've named is the head of the city, the open lord.
Yeah,
of
I'll
Waterdeep.
name Dorger, Zuzina, Dersk, and Laurel Silverhand.
Laurel Silverhand, they're all taken over by these fiends. Well, all right. Well, he's looking back at this giant ape who's still kind of looking menacing at him. He goes, looking up at the ape now, as he's a small dwarf form. He goes, "Well, I will say I will join your cause."
I'm gonna ask him. There are those at the Temple of Sabras who believe that this world is too far gone and that we should abandon it and move to another timeline.
Soothsayers and doomsayers. Well, while we are alive, there is hope, is there not?
I'd like to think so.
But while that thing was in my head, I knew what it was telling me to do. It wanted me to leave here and destroy the Mages Guild. I believe the collective, they fear mages.
Well, it's the mages we must protect.
Do you have any contacts there?
Well, I do. I've had some past adventures with one of them.
Who?
Elminster.
Wonderful.
Could we go there at once?
Aye, we can. We can. He's looking up. Can your mighty friend step down? As the ape is still.
I don't know if I can because it was cast on me by the
I
pixie.
can dismiss it, right? Or he's the pixie's here.
The pixie looks over and Vimak, in a moment you go from and you go and you fall back down into Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna call
Martha once again.
I'm gonna call Topaz to come over.
Okay. So now we're all in the conference of the dragon. And the solstice looks over to the mighty dragon and goes, "Oh, yes." He's now in dwarf form. He goes, "Hi, do you have anything I could read?" And Arnix looks over and goes, What kind of dragon is he? I have not seen one of. You, some type of mutation or something.
Believe it's a topaz dragon.
No, they're extinct. That can't be.
I don't know.
Well, he reaches down and he picks up and he's holding this little topaz worm and he goes, "Yes, I believe you're right. It's just been so long. And he kind of picks him up and is kind of petting him. Yes, I believe you've taken good care of him. You've been well fed, and you reek of fish. He must have been well fed indeed. I thank you for taking care of him. Who?
A little too well fed.
And he kind of looks back. Is the Kuatoa with you?
No.
I mean,
What do you mean, no?
He is, yes.
Charlotte, surely he jokes.
he
do.
jokes very much.
Well, I believe we should have a conference. Who are our allies? I'm sure it's more than just you, and you've met Jarlaxle as well. Who else are we in league with? Who else is in this battle against the Collective?
We'll bring up Miles.
Miles. The tailor?
He's a little bit more than that.
I had heard rumor that he was still alive. So a tailor that cheats death and you and Jarlaxle?
And a large army of Goliaths and dwarves and...
Well, you
The
can't.
mighty Kuatoa.
And the mighty Kuatoa.
Strange gathering. We should leave here at once. You will take me to your camp.
Okay, well, the only way we have is to walk.
It might be best if we go undercover. So let us walk.
And we don't think that we should go straight to the Mages Guild?
No, as they are afraid of them, but they have spies about them as well. I believe we should walk and leave here. I will ward this place. Meet me up top in a moment. Let me protect my belongings.
Do you have any belongings that might help us? You might want to bring those along.
Let me see what's going on first, and then we'll see. And with that, the dragon, we go back up top to the lighthouse, and everyone kind of walks out. And as you're leaving, you see all of the dead mind flayers, and you see the dead intellect devourers, and you hear some casting of magic behind you as you hear the echoing voice of the dwarf Arnax, who's actually the gold dragon. You get back up to the side of the lighthouse, and a few moments passes. You see him walk up as well, still in a dwarf, but instead of wearing robes, he's wearing like commoner clothes, and he's got like a traveling hat and a cane. You would think he's a fisherman or just a traveler. He goes, "So let's travel to your home. Where are you camped?"
Give him the... He's old, right?
Yes, I've been around for a while.
Does he know where the ruins of the Baravon used to be?
That's a legend, but I know what ruins you speak of. Yes, outside near Underhill. Is that correct?
Correct.
Well, you make your way there. He takes you a path around the outside of Waterdeep, and you head back to your stronghold. And that is where we pick up. Is now you have traveled with Arnox after of getting the Intellect Devourer out. You cross over the bridge, and this is your base of operations, your stronghold. You see your tavern, you see the forge, you see the dwarves walking about, travelers coming in and out as they are visiting your tavern. You see the massive cherry blossom in the back, which is the Druid Grove. And as you walk around, you see several of the Volanavi clan, the Goliath Volanavi clan, are walking about the town as well. The small little stronghold you've built. And what you see is that they have been collecting lumber, and they're getting ready to build a picket line or a wall around. They're preparing for war. So you have 40 some odd Goliath. Your armies are beginning to gather here. Also, you see that the forge has been burning, and they're actually collecting weapons. And I don't know if you remember this, but a long time ago, you brought back a lot of arms from the Underdark whenever you went down there. Well, those arms are now being used to arm, to better equip. They're smelting some of it down and creating better arms and armor for the Goliath and also for the dwarves. So at this point, we're going to pick up next week for episode 20, as the party has come back to the stronghold with a new ally. You have now allied with Arnix the Gold Dragon.